Patti Wright Thompson was one of the first people to contact me, and I'm counting on these people to give me some names of swimmers, because after 1974, I can only think of two swimmers who did well at Delano High, and they were both girls. I think Martha Castellan made Valley, and Kathy Bartleson. And I don't remember the boys. Yeah, they swam good, but I don't think they were league champions or set any school records, because the good times ended about 1977, 78. Patty, I'm going to read this.
Oh, you want to stand?
Yeah, stand up so they know they don't want to see me. She entered the school record books as a member of the 1973 200 medley relay team. She had top marks of 27.8 in the 50 free and 101.6 in the 100 freestyle, both of which stand as school records or second best in school history. And only these girls know, maybe Tim remembers, I can't remember, but everything used to be in yards, and then it changed over to meters. And I don't know which year it changed, and I don't know which record goes with yards and which record goes with meters. And now they don't even use the pool for home meets. Mr. Duran can explain it to you when you assault him after this event and find out how come we can still have school records. I think I remember there used to be a rope across the pool, and the timer sat there, oh, I clicked it about there. Well, it wasn't perfect because it wasn't against the wall. It was against where the rope was, and so maybe those records weren't too accurate. So Patti is going to give us the history of everything and her exploits and how she got her nickname from Stacy.
That better? Oh, yeah. Ooh, I'm so happy to be here. You know, swimming was my superpower. I always felt like I could accomplish anything. The long, tedious workouts and going back and forth and back and forth. You know, it not only helped me process my life plans, but you know, it helped me with learning my biology homework while I'm going back and forth and back and forth. Swimming gave me a sense of purpose and power and excitement. I would get so excited, in fact, that I would have a lot of false starts. And that's where Stacy and some others on the team gave me the nickname of Leadhead, because every time I went down to, on your mark, get set, and I would just keep going. In fact, did you know that you can be disqualified from a race for too many false starts? Don't ask me how I know that. Mr. Stahl, eventually, he was our starter, and eventually he would look, and just kind of keep my eye, and then shoot it real fast before I could false start again. I believe that being on the swim team all those years ago helped me become who I was meant to be. And here I am 50 years later, accepting an award that I really appreciate. Oh yeah, and thanks for including the girls, because we rock. Yeah. Oh, you did, with an eye. Not even an eye. Thank you. Yay.
Carl Comer, we found him somewhere on internet, but Gerba tried to contact the family somehow. We never got through to him, unfortunately, but he was one of the early good golfers for Delano High School. And Roberto Villa, I found out things when he gave his write-up about soccer, because soccer was a new sport to Delano in the 1970s, and he talks about how the team started, and he said the coaches didn't know much about soccer because nobody had ever coached soccer before, and how they advanced from there. So, Roberto, could you come up here, please? And also, Jack J. Pandol, come up here and sit in the on-deck circle, okay? Roberto will get us started here.
I won't go over the entire history of how it got started, but a few of the main things. I graduated in 1976, so 1975 was the first year that soccer was ever played at Delano High School. And it took a lot of effort to get it started. There were a few of us who had petitioned to have coaches to allow us to play the sport in a competitive way. But that did not, it was not possible because they told us it was money. And again, no coaches that had the knowledge to, or the courage to even, try to coach soccer. But we had a couple of gentlemen. One was a rookie teacher, Mr. Efrain Rodriguez. I think he was in his second year of teaching. And the other one was Mr. Gallegos, David Gallego. He was the principal for the adult school. And how he got involved, I quite don't know. But he got involved, he took that risk with a few of us who had the desire to play soccer. And the only thing they knew is that we had to be conditioned and that we had to run a lot. So they made us run quite a bit, like 1.5 miles, 6 laps at the beginning, and then another 4 laps just to end our practice. But those of us that had some experience with soccer, we were able to help them out. And things happened in a very good way. I remember having Guillermo Memo Gutierrez. He was our striker. I was pretty much in charge of orchestrating the middle field, the midfield. And then Fernando Bravo, Dr. Bravo now, he was in charge of just organizing our defense. And then we had a goalie that just made it very tough for the opposing team to score. And there was John Pandol, just a freshman at that point, but he was the only one that could reach the top bar without even jumping. And he had also come out of swimming, so he could dive and he could go for that ball. The other teams underestimated us. We were not the biggest team, but we could run and we had some talent in the field. It was just a matter of things, getting the team organized. And I remember that we worked as a block. If the ball was ahead, the whole team moved up. If the ball went behind, everybody came back, and everybody defended. And we had the condition to do it. We came in second place, and that was the very first season that Delano High School had a team. And we made it to the Valley playoffs. We tied 0-0 against Hoover High School and went off to penalty kicks, and we lost. But what an experience. And, if I have to be grateful, Mr. David Gallegos, he gave me a job working at the adult school, helping adults learn English and get their citizenship. And he wrote me a letter to go to college. He helped me. And I became a teacher because of him. And Mr. Efrain Rodriguez, Dr. Rodriguez. So I am grateful to those two men that made a big difference in my life. It all started with soccer. Okay, so that's what I have to say. Thank you.
And Efrain Rodriguez is now on the elementary school board in Delano, and he used to be the associate superintendent of the high school district. And let's see, they mentioned David Gallego, who I know was an instructor at Delano High, but his sisters were Dorothy Gallego, Dorothy Campos, and Liz Morris was Liz Gallego. So if I'm right, if I'm wrong, Roberto will let me know. Okay, Jack Pandol, I'm going to have you come up here now. For wrestling information, we usually contact Gilbert Martinez, who lives in Delano, and Terry Moreland, who was the coach when Delano won like 59 straight league duel matches in a row, and Jack was part of that group that went 3 or 4 seasons as league champions, and Delano didn't do much as a team in wrestling up to then, and they won one year they won the Kern County Championship, and they interviewed Terry Moreland. They said, well, this was especially gratifying because we don't get any respect from the Bakersfield schools. Well, that got in the Bakersfield paper. That was really a neat shove. Jack also was in cross country, and I forgot about that at first, Jack, so you can tell me about your wrestling experiences and your cross country experiences. And Terry used to come to these, but he's since moved to Tennessee, so he didn't come tonight. Thank you, Jack. Okay.
Well, thank you. I'm honored. I've said to people many times I learned a lot about life on the wrestling mat, and a lot of that was having my face pressed down into the mat and having to fight back from that. I came in as a freshman not knowing anything about wrestling. My brother had done a little bit, and he would beat me up on the living room floor when we were kids. So, but that was the same year Coach Moreland came in. He was brand new teacher and coach at Delano High School. And as Mr. Gerard said, Delano was the basement team. And that year, that first year that he was a coach, I was on JV, I wasn't on the varsity that year. We got second place in the league, and I don't remember what they did after that. And then I got onto varsity the second year, and we got second in the league again. Mount Whitney was our big rival. And then we started winning championships. We won the league championship. The last 2 years I was there, and I think we got second in the Valley 2 of those years, or maybe 1 of those years, I don't remember exactly, but we did really well. And then, as Gary said, Coach Moreland took the team on a streak of championships. He was a great coach, he's a great guy, but also, many people don't know this, Gene Beck, who you all know very well, the football stadium is named after him, he was our conditioning coach. And I think he just loved to torture us. It was unbelievable what he would put us through. But the payoff was, in those third periods when our opponents were getting a little bit tired, we could just run circles around them. And we won a lot of matches in the third period because of Coach Beck. So it was a tremendous experience. The guys that were on the team with me, they were just tremendous athletes, tremendous people. And as Mr. Gerard said, I did run cross country, and I also ran distance and track, but those were really just to prepare me for wrestling. And I would come in from running 6, 8, 10 miles a day in cross country and go into the wrestling room and be out of breath, just sucking air. But it was better than those football players that were coming in who had to lose a whole lot of weight, and they weren't in as good shape as we were. So that was a little bit of revenge. But anyway, it was a great time. Delano High was a great experience, great people, great town, and I don't live in Delano anymore. I live in Bakersfield, but I work around here all the time, and it's just a tremendous place to grow up, and just thank you all for being here.
Guadalupe and Richard Gonzalez can come up here.
Thank you.
Well.